Hello and welcome back. In this small video, let's have a look at transformation. To show that, I need to open one file, and if you recently have switched over to Photoshop CC, or if you have upgraded your Photoshop CC recently, you'll get surprised with this new look and feel of the open dialog box. Photoshop now shows the recent files in form of thumbnails. You can switch over to the list format as well. So good, let's go to recent files, open this small JPEG file, and whenever you open an image file in Adobe Photoshop, you get in the layer panel you get the background layer, which is always locked. In order to transform this image or do any transformation thing on this image, you need to first open this lock. Previously we used to double click on this layer, but now you just need to click on this lock and it's open. The name will change automatically to layer 0. Now you're ready to transform this small JPEG file. Ctrl T is the shortcut key to transform, and you get this handles all around and a reference point in the center. You can also go to edit and say transform or free transform. Both of them do the exactly same thing. So both the options do the same thing. The difference is that transformation will show you everything here, but free transform you will not get to see all these options. So if you are experienced person, you can use free transform and achieve the same things. For example, if I say Ctrl T and if I want to flip over this image, I hold Alt key on the keyboard and flip it like this, and this is now and mirror image. However, if I am new to Photoshop, I can go to transform and I say flip horizontal. That's the only difference. So let's get back to transformation once again. Ctrl T. If you hold Ctrl on your keyboard and drag this handle, you get the distorted image like this. To fix this, you can check onto this button, or you can double click on this image, or you can hit enter on the keyboard. I say Ctrl Z. Again Ctrl T. You can rotate the image like this. While rotating this image, if you hold on Shift key on the keyboard, you'll see the rotation happens in increments of 15 degree. This is 15, 30, 45 and so on. The same thing you can do by going to edit, transform and rotate 180 degree, 90 degree or 90 degree counterclock. It's one and same. You also can use the option bar over here, and you have the rotation degree. You can enter the degree for rotation. I say 45 degree and it rotates 45 degree. If I say minus 45 degree, it takes counterclockwise. You can also type in your transformation units or the numbers, and however you have to mention the unit there. If I have to transform this percentage wise, so I can say 50%, and if I use the proportion lock over here, then it takes proportionate measurements for X and Y axis. If I use 100 pixels as my unit, it will take 100 pixels unit. If I say millimeter, it will take millimeter as unit. If I say cm, it will take centimeter as unit. And if it, now you see that it has gone beyond the boundary of the image size. In such cases, all you have to do is use Ctrl 0 to see the entire image and see all the handles. You can also make use of the center reference point while scaling this. So if I shift the center reference point, now the scaling is happening around the center reference point. Again, I say Ctrl T. If you use Alt and Shift, it proportionally gets scaled. And in this case, if I push my center reference point and now use Alt and Shift and scale this image, it scales around the reference point. Control Shift and Alt will give you perspective. And if you take your mouse in the corner and little away from the corner, it will turn into the rotation cursor, and with that you can rotate the image. Again, for rotation also, if you shift your center reference point, it will rotate around that reference point. And now if I rotate, and this time I'm going to say accept the rotation by pressing enter on the keyboard. And now if you go to edit and transform and say again, the image will rotate in the same amount of degree. And if I again go and I say transform again, it will rotate in the same proportion. Or if you scale this image and I hit enter on the keyboard to fix that and say edit and transform, and again it will rotate with the same proportions. Now on the option bar we have an interesting option related to transform, that is warp. This is the button for using warp, and this is how it works. Let me escape this. Control T again. You also have interpolation options over here, which you will get a detailed explanation about this in one of the videos in the basic section, so we'll not discuss that here, but we'll discuss the warp. You can also right click and say warp, and with this you can do something like this. This is useful to wrap the texture around some object, or you can find out several different ways of using this warp option. And we also have this skewing option. Control T again, and these are the skew options, or you can go to transform and say skew, or you can use these options, or you can press control, hold on control key and do something like this.